Welcome to another episode of Wealth is Gangster, man. I'm up here with my partner today, Mark Jones. What's going on, my G?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Glad to have you here, man. My partner, he has an interesting story. Since I met him, we did one event together so far. You know, the skills and mindset for the kids, and we got a lot of stuff coming up in the future. So today we're gonna be talking about his past in sports. We're gonna let him up to where he's at today.
Yeah.
So tell him a little bit about yourself, man. Introduce yourself to the Wealth is Gangster family.
Yeah, man. Like you said, my name is Mark Jones. From a small town in Tennessee. Uh, my story is long, so I'll bear you the extensive details. But the arena football led me to Texas. Started out, playing, football with the arena teams in the local area, and did that for 6 years until my, knee went out on me.
Yeah.
And I had to find, a place in the real world, and just going around the school systems, working after school programs, working with battered women and children, doing that, and also started, dabbling into the, fitness training, thing, and sooner or later it became a full-time thing, where I wanted just to dive in because that's what my passion is, fitness, sports, decided to start my own business, with sports and fitness, uh, just helping people out, kids, adults, because of, my journey, started out, just like many others, I wasn't always the most healthy person either, um, growing up, in a poor family, you ate whatever you could, to survive.
Yeah.
You ate to survive, and
Yeah.
it wasn't until college, that I started, learning how to eat better and take care of my body. So I want to, share that with others. We don't all start, come out the womb just ready to do fitness. It's something that we learn over time, and just putting in work. And the same thing with sports. We don't all just wake up with athletic talent, but what they say, hard work outworks talent any day. Just having that work ethic, where you want to be. My brother instilled in me a strong work ethic. Just I wasn't always going to be the biggest or the fastest, the strongest person on the field, but he's like, you're going to outwork everybody. So he just had me doing just crazy, crazy things, to prepare my body. He's like, he's like, want you to be a tree. He's like, so what we're gonna do? We're gonna hit trees. So all right. So that was my training, man, hitting trees and poles, and people coming by.
He was
You
building
okay?
you to be building you to be indestructible, a robot,
Yeah,
man.
exactly. I'm like,
Yeah.
so that was the deal, man, and then it got me far.
Wow.
That mindset, that training, took me up into the professional, areas of football. So I can't knock it.
Yeah.
So and it's the things I'm trying to instill in the kids. Maybe not the tree training, but just being consistent and training hard.
Yeah.
Training hard because when you play in the professional levels or even college level, the game changes at each level.
Yeah.
The speed is different, the hitting is different, everything is different. As you go up. When I left junior high, the speed was different in high school. Once I left high school, the speed and hitting and everything was different in college. Once
Yeah,
I left
different.
college, playing the professional level, the speed and everything was at, each level,
Yeah.
it was different.
It's
So,
different. It's different at every level, man.
yeah.
And that's one thing that when we started talking, because what I do with the CEO Youth League, and you was telling me what you was doing, and I was like, it was a good fit because my whole thing, I know I've told you a million times about the sports and all that, and it got a lot of great things, but it leads a lot of us down a bad road because we
Mhm.
don't have plan B's and C's,
Yeah.
So you know how I feel about that.
Hmm.
So what, like, when you was coming up, everything was just about sports, right? It's just
Hmm.
everything. You never heard about business, none of stuff like that.
No, man, like I said, growing up poor, I'm like, your mindset was, we didn't have money. I didn't have a money mindset.
Yeah,
My parents, didn't teach that. My mom for the most part was a stay-at-home mom. My dad was the worker, but you know that story.
Yeah.
And so my mom just did what she could to bring money, in the house. It wasn't no savings. We didn't make enough to save or do anything like that. It's just, you work to pay bills, and that's the way it was. I'm like, how we saw wealth was trying to make it out the hood, just trying to, hone into our skills. I'm like I said, I was all sports, man. I did my life was completely wrapped up in sports. It's just from one sport to the next, and just honing in on skills, baseball, basketball, football, and just constant rotation. And my free time it was church. So there wasn't any talk about how to save money. There was no plan B if sports didn't work out. It was just this is going to work. It's got to work because this is all we got.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
And that's why, like when we first started talking, I was like, this was a great fit because your story is like 90% of the people's story. We see and hear about the 1%, but we don't really hear the 99% that was just right there. Could have been there, it could have been easily there, but
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's a knee here, it's a foot here, it's a girl pregnant there. It's all kind of different
oh yeah,
reasons
oh yeah,
what trip us up on the way because that road is so long from
it is.
birth to senior is a long time. And
Mhm.
to walk that all the way in sports without too much going wrong, that's a journey, especially as
Yeah,
what I'm saying, especially coming up when you like you say you don't have resources, you don't have that knowledge of the life because all I know is this corner, this house, this
mhm.
block, this street. That's all I know. So when you take me across there, I'm lost. I don't know what's
Yeah,
going on here. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
And
And
that's why when you was telling me a story, I was like, this is what I'm talking about, and this is what I say. Even though I have a different background coming from the streets, we're still similar because if you would have had somebody teaching you about money and stocks and real estate while you was playing football, and I
yeah,
would have had somebody teaching me that stuff while I was running around in the streets skipping school,
yeah,
no telling where we both could have went, and we still maybe could have made it in sports or not. But just having that extra knowledge about life would have just had us so far ahead, and that's why I created the CEO Youth League. So that's why I feel like your story is so powerful. So tell us a little bit about like the high school accolades on to the college to getting on the to get in the magazine. Tell us about that part of your life.
man. In high school, like my story started slow. In junior high, I was nobody, man. I had to watch everybody else get the accolades, and I was the the low man on the totem pole. But thank God a coach saw something in me. He's like, don't worry, just be
Skinny.
patient. And long story short, I went on to become, Tennessee's Player of the Year. My
Yeah.
senior year, and um, from All State to Mr. Football runner up. Only lost that because we lost to the running back who actually won it. If we had won the game, I would have won the
Yeah.
Mr. Football. I'm like, but it was still an honor to get the runner up. And go to the dinner and all that. Things. Kid from a small town. We never would have dreamed of.
Yeah.
From the
Yeah.
town I'm from, I, we're only a couple students from being like a 6A program, not I mean a 6-man football
Yeah,
or
yeah,
eight,
yeah, yeah.
anything like that.
You're right there on the board of it.
Yeah, it's really small, man.
Yeah.
So to receive those accolades and all that notoriety, you know, it was a good thing. Leading the team, setting records in high school. Everything a kid could dream about. I was blessed and fortunate to live that. You know, what kid was signing autographs in high school.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't know what that meant. I'm like, I just didn't want to be rude, so I did it. I didn't know where that road was taking me, and to receive the accolades that I did, and being recruited by the Alabama University, was like, man, that was, you can't help but
Yeah.
have to walk with your head high and
Yeah.
have a little swagger about you. When
Yeah.
you're getting that type of, and the coaches are calling your house from Alabama. I'm like, that's crazy. It's surreal, and to have that. And my mom always stayed in my ear to, stay humble.
Yeah.
you know, because you know you never know what could happen. And so you know, going to college and you know and receiving all conference and all American, you know, accommodations and things like that. And you know, with the NFL, you know, right there at my fingertips,
Yeah.
you know, uh, you know, with the different tryouts and all that from different teams. You know, it was you know, crazy to be there and with all those other athletes and you know in that surrounding, you
Yeah.
know, and just to make it to the last cut, you know, on every spot, you know, that I tried out for. Still,
Yeah.
people look at that as a failure, but you know, no, it wasn't. You know, for
Nah,
me
just
just
making it there
being,
was, yeah,
you
you
know,
just being able to be there was the
yeah,
success of that. Yeah.
exactly, from the town I'm from, you know,
Yeah.
just being there was an honor, you know, and all those tryouts, you know, it led me to, you know, arena football, you know, and I had a blessed year doing it, you know, for 6 years, you know, but injuries, the part of the game, you know, and that, you know, took me out. That's actually what kept me, you know, out of the NFL was, you know, nobody would take a chance on me because I would had received so many injuries throughout my college career. You know, it was just, you know, how can we franchise you? You know, when you're
Yeah.
constantly getting hurt, you know, it's like every year you're hurt and blah blah blah. So it was just that way. That was a conversation I got, you know, before I was cut, and it just, you know, after a while it just wore on you. You know, at
Yeah.
a point the time I was willing to give up. You know, but someone was looking out for me on the other side of things. You know,
Yeah.
uh, my college coach's wife called me down for a tryout and told me she would pay for it and just come out there and do my thing. And you know, I made the team. So uh, it's just what I learned from my you know tenure playing football was hard work. I'm like, even you know, as I was being cut from teams, I was steady working.
Yeah.
You know, I was always ready. You know that saying, you know, you stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You know,
Yeah.
I was constantly in the gym working out, and that was led me to my fitness, you know, journey. You know, I was always working out because it was intuitive for me to do that because I never knew when I was going to get a call. Mike, and being that way led me to better health. So now other people are seeing me, asking me to train them. That's how I even, you know, got started. People seeing me work out, my work ethic, they're asking me to train them, you know. And sooner or later, it was high school kids asking me to train them, and it just took, you know, just took hold. People doing that, they see your work ethic, you know, they want to be a part of that as well. They know your story, they definitely want to be a part of it, you know. So that's why I started Me's Fit, you know, me, you know, being the, you know, the head, you know, and also, you know, my journey with, you know, with God and everything, you know, he's head of me, I'm head, you know, leading people as well. So that's the whole story with the Me's Fit and how we got started with that, you know, just, you know, I follow God, having people follow me as I follow him, you know, and just, just, having that work ethic, you
Yeah.
know, just to better athletic career to a better life, you know, living with certain ailments in life, you know, workouts, it's amazing what it do for your body, you know, just trying to instill that into people and to our youth. So we're building longevity. We're not just trying to build uh, fitness body
Yeah.
or whatever. We're trying to build longevity. We're trying to make ourselves live longer without diseases and, you know, living on supplements and pills and things like that. So.
And it's a mental strength too. The more you work out, the more fit you are. It helps your mental. So
Yeah,
all,
exactly.
this is all the things that you go through on a regular day.
Hmm.
That workout helps that too. So that's crucial. But before, because we definitely going to get into Me's Fit.
Hmm.
We're gonna talk about where you at now at your location and all that. While we on this subject, because this is like near and dear to my heart, because this is why I created CEO Youth League.
Hmm.
I want you to talk about the frustrations or I don't know about, I don't want to say the stress is, I don't know I don't know what effect you is, so I want to call it because then I'll be diagnosing you, and I don't know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But just the mental it went through when you really realized that okay, I got to figure out something. I'm not gonna make it. Like when
Yeah.
you really, because when you're a stone blood athlete, it's hard to tell yourself that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No matter what, like even when people was telling you that you had an injury in your mind, you was like, man, you ain't talking about nothing. I'm gonna get healed up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because that's just the way you train your mind. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So today, let's talk about the day when you really realized that, yeah, this is over. Like like I know that was a big hit to you. Like, how did you deal with that?
Oh man, you know, when I when I got into the arena football game, my whole intent was to make it back to the NFL.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I had teams coming out, you know, to see me play. You know, my coach would come up and tell me, hey, you know, this team is here to see you, you know, to put on the show. But every time that happened, I would be injured. I couldn't complete the game.
Yeah.
You know, my mindset was like, you know, being a follower of God, just like, you know, just asking God why, you know, why this, you know, why is this happening to me? You know, I started questioning my purpose. You know, for the longest time, I'm like, you know, football was it. Football was I was supposed to be the man to bring my family out of poverty. You know, that was spoken on me, you know, since I was a kid. I was a big kid. I was born 10-pound baby, you know, just I was a big kid all my life, you know, just growing up with that size and fast. And I had all the tangibles. Everything looked good on paper, you know, and when you're going through that and everything starts to fall apart, you know, you started questioning things. I'm like, and it was stressful. I'm like, it was a mental breakdown. I'm like, you want to give up, but you keep pushing and keep pushing. After that last time I got hurt, I'm like, which completely took me out. I really questioned, you know, my purpose in life. I'm like, just I didn't know what to do. I'm like, all I've known was sports. You know, I'm like, haven't really worked in my life. You know, I did some summer youth programs that we had back home. I'm like, but it wasn't really work.
Yeah.
You know, it was just us goofing around and collecting the checks. You know, like, it wasn't really work. So now here I am in the real world, wondering like, okay, what do I do now?
Yeah.
What do I do?
Never had a plan B.
What's my plan B? I'm like, and I didn't know. I didn't know where to start. I just started working jobs, you know, and before I know, I looked up, I was working 5 jobs, you know, I would have my hand in everything, you know, and still just not complete with anything, you know. The only thing that felt right was the gym. That's the only thing that felt right. And working with kids. So I prayed on it, you know, and God gave me the mindset to come up with Misfit. I'm like, and it was something, you know, that allowed me to be me and to give back to the community as well. I'm like, I can do the things I love and, you know, and give back, you know, even in college, man, when before I graduated, a week before I graduated, my counselor called me. He was just like, hey, Mark, we need a major. We don't have a major, man. Like, what do you want to do if football doesn't work out? Again, my mindset was it's going to work out.
It's going
to work out. He's like, what if you don't get drafted on, you know, tomorrow? What happens? I'm like, I haven't thought that far because I know it's going to happen. And what happens? It didn't happen. You know, I ended up having to try out and walk on to places and do that. I'm like, and try to make a team. You know, and when things didn't work out, you know, I had all the college, you know, NFL scouts coming and talking to me and whatever. I'm like, but you know, I never made it to that draft room and whatever. I had to go try out. You know, that's all they were speaking to me. Well, we'd like to have you come try out. We'd like to have you come do this. I'm like, so that's just what it was. And not making it is just, it's humbling because, you know, my head was up in the clouds as well. You know, I was on that pedestal, you know, and just wasn't ready to face reality of, you know, football not being my long-term thing. Even though I know the mindset, you're not going to play football forever. you can't play when you're 50, 60,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I needed to do that so I can have a security blanket, for my family, for myself. But when I did get out, I wanted that, but that's not how things work, so I had to like my mom said, get my butt off my shoulders and just, stop with the I don't know and come up with something. So
That's
it
crazy.
was.
So coming, like when you was coming up, you said mom was a stay at home, dad was just a worker. So when it comes to like anything outside of sports, you never seen an older businessman in the neighborhood or older, you had no influence of that type of world nowhere around you?
The town I'm from, man, it was rippled with gangsters, guys who sold drugs and, one it was about that life, but didn't see a lot of good men.
Yeah.
And I'm just being real. That's just the way it was. I'm like, we're from that town where the women, you get what you get, you don't throw a fit, it was slim pickings, I'm like, and that's just the way it was.
Yeah.
There was one guy, man, I remember, I won't say his name, but there was one guy we all looked to because this guy had it all. He had family, he had a good job, he had it all. I'm like, but he lost it. But one hit of the crack pipe, and he was the guy. He was the guy we looked to. He was the guy that we, was striving to be, to be like when we got older and whatever, because this guy had it all.
Yeah.
I'm like, but then, just that one time, I'm like, and he lost everything. So who did we have to look to? No one. Yeah. No one. You see a lot of guys, picking up the gangster mentality, just to be a part of something. Me, I want to be a part of something with sports, and unfortunately we didn't have those walking around the neighborhood. We didn't come from where, a lot of, NFL athletes, we didn't breed them. I'm like my cousin, our cousin, he did it, but he played one season and he was hurt. I'm like, so, we had another guy who played arena football. I'm like, but he wasn't around. He wasn't around for us to see that model. He was living in California. So just wasn't a lot of guys to model ourselves around. So and to talk business like that. What we had to do on our own, man. I'm like, we had to learn on our own. It was trial by fire. Some failed, some didn't. Some just got regular lives and just made it work that way. But when you're trying to go for something better, you're trying to for your dreams, you go for broke. You throw all yourself in there. I'm like, and that's all you know how to do. That's what you do. I'm like, there was no plan B. Our plan B would come like after we didn't make it. After this fail, okay, now we'll start thinking about a plan B.
But it wasn't like even a plan B. It could be some, even as a, the way I talk about it, like it should be step by step. Like the same hours you put in on the field should be the same hours you learn about business, stocks, bonds. I mean, you know what I'm about.
Yeah.
So that's that's why I wanted to get that out there, because that's the key. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't my fault. It was that when I started this, I wanted to be the person that I wish somebody would have came to me and been like, okay, you doing whatever you doing, just like I talk to youngsters all the time. They be doing whatever they doing. Okay, well, let me show you about the stock market now. Let me show you about this. Let me introduce you to that, because at the least I can say I introduced them to another world. Nobody, like you say, everybody that I grew up around, they introduced me more to that wrong world. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
and like you said, everybody wants to be a gangster, and that was the key of me starting this and running with it, because when I talk to those kids in the street, if it don't seem real, if it don't seem hip, if it don't seem gangster, they don't want to be a part of it, even if it's positive. So I just want to show them that you can be positive and still be gangster. Is the next person really? That's more gangster. You know what I'm saying? Like you sitting in your gym right now. It don't get no more gangster than that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, and that's why I want to introduce different ways of life and different ways of living and different people. That's good stand up men and women that's doing positive things. That is more gangster than anything you can ever imagine doing in the streets. You know, that's really just the dumbest stuff. It ain't nothing about gangsters about. You know, we programmed to just do the dumbest and think that's the hard. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, like so that's key. So what? Yeah, you
I would
follow.
say like, it ain't nothing more gangster than trying to run a business.
Yeah.
I'm like, and with limited resources.
Yeah.
With limited connections, with limited money. I'm like
limited support, help.
Yes, support, exactly. When you're on your own, like I'm out here in Texas alone, you know, no family here. You know, I got my son here. I'm like, but you know, he's a kid. You know, there's not a lot of support system here. You know, I got my clients. You know, my circle is small. You know that. You know, we talked about that, and it's just and you know, just trying to reach out. You know, people not taking you serious because you're not at a certain. You know, we talked about the other day. You're not at a certain level. You know, in your business, so you don't get that support. You know, everybody want to be a part of something big. They don't want to support you while you're down here. When you're at level, they want to support you when you're elephant size. You know, I'm like, that's when they want to jump on your back. You know, but you're needing that support. You know, when you're ant. You know, when you're down here on the ground. You know, scrounging and for you know for business, for connections, for resources, for everything else. You know, nobody wants to like. Like I was talking about the other day, you don't see motivational speakers talking about the struggle until after they've made it. Yeah. Nobody talks about the struggle while they're going through the struggle. Yeah. You know, this is why, you know, podcast is so powerful and whatever. But, you know, I try to tell people all the time, man, you know, this is not for the weak. It's not on my, because there's going to be times where things are slow, when there's no money coming in, when, you know, you got to make a decision on, you know, on lights or food or gas or, you know, clothes and things like that. I'm like, it's sacrifice constantly. You know, people look at you and think, because you got a business, you got it going on. I'm like, my family was, you know, like that. You know, hey, he got a business, he's good. You know, they're not knowing. You know,
I'm hanging on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm hanging on. Like it's supposed to say, by the skin of my teeth, man. You know, I'm like, I'm trying. You know, but you know, my sacrifice comes from, you know, not quitting, you know, those things that were instilled in me, you know, that my brother taught me, you know, about being hard and this, you know, stubborn about, you know, in athletics. Like, you want to be the best, this is what the best got to do. You got to be this. I'm like, I want to be, you know, I want to be this to be a franchise. I'm like, it's just as much as training in here as it is in what training with fitness. I got to teach my mind. No quit. You got to stay hard. I'm like, the sacrifice, no matter what people are telling you, because you got 100 people in your ear telling you to stop. Hey, do this, do that, man. You might as well just let that go. You have no one in your ear telling you to keep going. Yeah. You know, maybe your mom, but sometimes that's questionable because she's like, Mark, how you sure you want to keep doing this? Yeah. You sure you want to keep? I'm like, Mom, I'm like, yes. I'm like, I gotta, you know,
definitely gonna be. It's definitely a lonely road, and that's what we were talking about the other day. You have to build with people that's like-minded, that's on the same vision. And that circles is even small, but at least that's some type of circle, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's not a lot though, because most people like you say, it's not for the weak. Most people have tried, or most people don't even try. But there's some that do try it and just be like, man, I'm just gonna go get a job. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I tell people all the time, like, what if the business failed? What if that failed? What if this? I'm like, these be the same people that had 2 or 3 jobs this year. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
Once you get a job, you get fired. What do? You go look for another one, or you change your plan. It's the same thing in business. If it ain't going right, you strategize. You think, you figure it out. It's the same thing, but we're just not built to think like that. We're built to just go fill out 100 applications and live like that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
and to most people, that's more normal than what you're talking about right now. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
Because no one wants to struggle, man. Yeah. I'm like, this is the way people.
The sad thing about that, my G, not to cut you off, most people still struggling with the job.
Exactly. Yeah.
Still struggling. Like, I'd rather struggle and build something that's mine than struggle at a job that I hate.
Exactly. You know, when I told you, you know, I was working too. I was working at the school and doing this, and I was still struggling. Yeah. You know, I was like, so why not struggle doing something I love and work on building this, you know, to its complete, to, you know, to where I see it going, than sitting here just when I was working, you know, at the school, I wasn't able to put, my wholeheartedness, 24/7 in it. I wasn't able to do that because I was splitting time, and a good friend of mine, she told me, she's like, Mark, your business is never gonna grow, until you give it your all. I'm like, and that was the biggest sacrifice, man. I'm like, and COVID it was a blessing and it was a curse at the same time, and because it forced me to make decisions, that I had to make, to see how bought into this I was, but it was a sacrifice, and I'll do it again tomorrow and the next year and whatever, I'll do it over. I'm like, because, I believe in what I'm doing. And so it's just the way it is. I'm like, I'll struggle. I'm like, I'm not struggling is not a foreign language to me. I was like, I grew up this way.
Yeah.
I grew up watching, my mom, man, just working miracles and the struggle and it's doing to get 9 kids, to be adults, and 3 in college. And myself it's just, this is nothing. If my mom can do it, I can do it as well. So, here we are.
That's that mental strength that
Yeah.
more of us need. You know what I'm saying? I tell people a lot of time, a lot of younger people are not as mentally strong. That's why a lot of stuff break them down a lot quicker. You hear about more suicides, more this and that. And it's because we're sheltered so much. When we get into real life, it's a shock to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell people all the time, I talk to the youth in my program. I talk to them. I don't look at. That's why I always say youth. I don't say children because I look at them as young adults. And they might be 10 now. In a few years, they'll be 18. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to train them for that, because if you baby and hold them and all that, by the time they get 18, this world, I'm telling you, it's gonna spit them out. You know what I'm saying?
Spit them out. I'm like, and just, hey, whatever's left, that's what you got, and most of them don't make it, man. I'm like, you just said the craziest thing was suicide, man. I'm like, lose so many that way, just in my years of being here in Temple, I've seen kids I've taught, in the schools I worked at, committing suicide, and just
the pressures of life. You know what I'm saying? Just some people just can't deal with it, and that's sad and unfortunate. And I'm reaching out to a few people now. I do want to have a couple people come on to talk about mental health. You know what I'm saying? Because we need to talk about it more. You know what I'm saying? That's gangster too, to have your mental health. To have my guy on here that does the wealth stuff. That's gangster too. Like we got to stop. When we think about what's gangster, and then we think about negative content, and that's why I started it, because I want to spin it where when we start hearing that word, now you're gonna be positive stuff like, man, oh boy, a doctor, man, that's gangster. You know what I'm saying? Oh boy, he real estate now, that's gangster, and that's my whole mission on switching it out, because I thought to touch the crowd that I'm going after, I can get to them faster by talking like that than me telling them don't do this, don't do that. Because at 11, 12 years old, if you told me all that, man, I ain't worried about what old head talking about, man. So instead of telling you what not to do, I'm gonna tell you why you should do this, and this even more cool and gangster than what you was doing. You know what I'm saying? That's my reasoning, because don't tell me stop doing this or whatever I'm doing. Tell me why I should stop. Give me a better option. Give me a better avenue. You know what I'm saying? Because if you tell me to stop doing bad, but I'm starving that night, how long you think that kid gonna listen to you?
Exactly.
You gotta trade it out for something. Stop doing this bad and putting your life on the line and come over here and we're gonna make some money doing this positive. Now they gave him a better option. Some still might not take it, but at least the option was given where you can still make money, but you're on the positive side of the tracks now. So that was the whole thing. So tell us about the creation of Me's Fit. I mean, you done talked about it a little bit. So once you got done with football, you just was always in the gym, and the idea of having your own business came. How did that all form out?
Man, probably like most, and I just just go off people I listen to, the Steve Harveys, the Eric Thomas, the Les Browns, and things like that. I've never been the type of guy who wanted to work for anyone. I just wanted to do my own thing. That's how I wanted to impact the world. That's why football was such a big platform for me. I wanted to impact the world my way. People ask me, when I was playing, when I started receiving all these accolades from football, who did I model my game after? No one. my game was modeled by me. You know, I played the game how I played the game.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to impact the world my way. I didn't want to impact the world Ray Lewis's way or Zach Thomas and people like Brian Earth. I'm like, no, I want to impact Mark Jones' way. Mark Jones, I'm like, I want people to look at Mark Jones and be like, hey, that's the guy, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, I just never had that knack to be working for someone. I always wanted to do my own thing. I didn't know how that was going to come.
Yeah.
Because fitness didn't hit me until, college, that I started eating right and, training my body. I'm like, and it didn't even really take form to my professional career when I started playing arena football and started seeing other, guys do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, so I'm just like, hey man, I like this, and I saw this is something I could do every day and not get tired of. I'm like, when I say I love this, man, I love it. I'm like, this is something I can do day in, day out in my sleep. Well, I wake up. I'm like, I love making a difference in people's lives. I'm like, and how it came to me was just, through prayer, man. I was like, I was working 5 jobs. I started neglecting my own health. I was like, this can't be the way. This can't be what I done set out to do, in life. This can't be it, So I just prayed on it, and the vision came to me, man. I'm like, and I just ran with it. So that was pretty much the formation of Me's Fit. It's just me just praying and God giving me the vision to like, do the things that I love to do, which is fitness, work with kids, making an impact on others, changing people's lives, and that's rewarding. How no matter how slow the business or how big the business is, I'm like, when you have a chance to impact somebody's life and see them go from this to that, I'm like, it's rewarding. Yeah. I'm like, there's no price you can put on that.
That's dope. So right now I see, I was laughing a few minutes ago. I see paint, you got all kind of stuff on your wall.
Yeah, man. I'm like, my walls here, there's something around the gym. I'm like, because the whole concept was, when people get tired, they start looking around.
Yeah.
They look up, they look around. I'm like, so I wanted them to see motivational quotes all around the wall. I'm like, there's nowhere you can look, but there's not a saying or quote on the wall. I'm like, to keep them going, whatever.
Yeah. Just another mental thing, just keeping it. Yeah. So
you said something about that earlier, and I wanted to touch on it, but I didn't want to cut you off.
Okay, go ahead.
People see mental, as a negative. As when you say mental health, people automatically think crazy.
Yeah.
They think a person is crazy and not right in the head. You can be the most sane person. I'm like, mental health is just being down. It's being depressed. It's being stressed out. That's mental health. Yeah. And I'm like, it's not all that a person is psycho. They're dealing with
that's the first thing
tendencies and things like that. You want to kill somebody and whatever. No, you're down and out. I'm like, the ways of the world is impacting you, and you don't know what to do. That's all mental. It's being what you want to call weak-minded. I'm like, and this is what we want to try to build. We want to try to build a generation of strong-minded individuals. No matter what the world throws at you, you can handle. With my, Pup Daddy said, you put me in a jungle, I come out with a lion coat on. I'm like, that's what you want. You want to be able to throw these kids to the lions and they know how to survive, whatever. Not on the bad side of things, but on the positive side of things. I see a rabbit, I'm starving, hell, I can kill it. And that's food for the night or whatever. It's that type of mental, what can I do to get myself in a better spot aside from selling drugs, aside from robbing, aside from stealing, killing, anything, on that negative side of the tracks that, that we both grew up seeing.
Yeah.
That our friends do that stuff. Even in this town in Temple, we see kids. I know I've taught kids who's done that and who talk about that. They want to live that type of life. It's just, that's the mental health we're talking about. It's having that mental strength not to do the things that, that life is trying to give you that's on the negative side of things. I'm like, you need mental strength to do the positive thing, because the positive thing is not always as quick rewarding. Yeah. It takes time.
And that's the problem.
It takes time to get there. I'm like, and most people don't have that mentality to do that. They just want to throw their hands up and be like, man, I'm just gonna go this easy way. And we see that in weight loss.
Yeah.
People don't have the mental capability to like.
Yeah.
It takes time to lose weight. I'm
Yeah.
like, you didn't just wake up one night and you were out of shape, overweight, and bad health. That you took time. You put in some work to get there. I'm like, so you're going to put that same work in to get out of that spot. Like most people don't have that mentality. They want a quick fix. They want it quick, and that's not always the best, option either. And that's the thing I'm trying to teach, clients, as well. Like, the quick way is not always the best way. And that, just being, we from the streets and whatever, we know that, that quick money, man. Quick money,
We
So
program like that. We program like that, and ain't even that. It's a lot of money. It's just that it's quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what I tell people, it's a lot of people that got jobs that make more money than the person in the street. But the difference is that person in the street can go get it today. You got to wait till your check come on Friday or next week.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Or the end of the month. And I teacher pay. Like, man.
I forgot about that.
I got a box of crackers in the cabinet. That's it.
Hey, man, that's long. I ain't never waited that long. I ain't had that many jobs, but that probably would kill me waiting a month. Like,
man.
You have to be giving me, man.
And like everything hits at that month. You got to pay all your bills with
everything. It's gone soon to come in, and then on top of that, you got a budget for the next month because you don't get paid for another month.
Yeah, exactly.
but that's the life, that's the rat race that we stay in. You know what I'm saying? And it's consistent like that. And that's why I say it's about opportunities, because even when, like you say, when you talk, no matter how good we want to do, no matter how bright the ideas are, we got to come up with the resources, the money. We got to come and we got to reach out for the support. We got it's so many things that still got to go, not even right, but halfway right. Exactly. We don't even need it to go fully right. Just go halfway right.
Just give me a little bit, man. Give me a quarter. Give me a quarter of rightness.
Yeah. And it's just like that. And you understand that going in. But like I told you, it's the way we gotta present it to the people too. You know what I'm saying? More of a forceful. This is what's going on. This was happening. This is what we're doing. Yeah. So we had that conversation. So what's like right now? You inside your gym. Tell people about your gym if they want to reach out to you, how they can get a hold of you, your hourlies, your different classes, just different things you got going on inside of there.
Man, this is a free weight model gym. We don't have any machines here. It's all just weights. We have. Usually we do 3 days of weightlifting, weight training, and 2 days of cardio and core training. We do that Monday through Friday. We start at 5 a.m. We go when I go till 8:30 at night. That's my last class. So times I don't get out of here. It's about 9 or 10. Because I don't do my workout till afterwards. After I've trained everyone. So once I've trained anyone, I got to get mine in. It's. What I said probably seems hard, but all my workouts come with modifications. If you're a beginner, I'll modify all exercises to suit the person's needs. It's not about killing someone. It's about, training them to get into better health. That's we're not trying to build, these super athletes or whatever. I got a time and place for that. I train athletes as I train athletes, but, dealing with people, adults who need to get in better shape and better health, it's about steps, and we take those steps slowly. My workouts are 30 minutes a day. Usually as a beginner, you come in, you do 15 minutes, 15 minutes for the first week, 20 minutes the second week, 25 minutes the third week, and we work our way up to that 30 to where you're comfortable in doing that 30. If we need to take longer, we'll take longer, but that's the process. That's how I do it, because we are quick moving, because we only got 30 minutes. Yeah. So our workouts are fast paced and pretty intense, but again, we can slow it down to where it's not that, intense for you. You're still going to be moving, but you're not moving at the speed as everybody else is moving.
Yeah, you can kind of go case by case. The people that need to go a little slower, or somebody might need to go a little faster, just case by case.
Yeah. So I'm right here off Airport Road on Cunningham Drive, 404 Cunningham Drive, Temple, Texas. Yeah. I'm open every day except for Saturdays and Sundays. So
And on Facebook is Me's Fit, right?
Me's Fit, MESFITT, all caps. Yep.
And if they want to join or whatever, they can just reach you on there.
If they want to join, you reach out to me. My phone number is on my site as well. You message me, shoot me a message. Let me know what you got going on, what you're working with, and my prices are reasonable. I'm like, you're not gonna find for what I do, you're not gonna find better pricing in Temple, Belton, not even in the Central Texas area. I'm like, my whole deal is, is having affordable health for everyone. I did started out with this for the low income families, but we're not limited to them. This is for everyone. I don't care what your income status is. I'm like, the price is the same. It's not going to go up. This is what it is.
Yeah.
So
that's a good model. And I heard you earlier. Well, I already know, but I heard you bring it up earlier that you're thinking about you visioning becoming a franchise.
Yeah, Mike, that's the ultimate goal, is the franchise of Me's Fit in all areas, wherever there's troubled kids.
Yeah.
My deal is to build it here in Temple and get it up to where I have a leg to stand on to when I take it to Tennessee. I want to take it back to my hometown.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of kids there that could benefit from this type of program. We have a lot of adults who can benefit from this type of program, and the foundation is already set. My sister and brother, one of my sisters and her husband, they're big into fitness.
Okay.
I have a nephew who's coming up, and that's his major in college as well. I'm like, so the foundation is set there. Yeah. I'm like, and for if I get it, up and running here the way it's supposed to be, I can take it to Tennessee and get that same model there. I'm like, and my brother-in-law, he loves, working with kids. I'm like, so there's that model. My nephew, he's a college athlete. So I'm like, everything's already set, it's like a miniature me there already, so it's just about getting things up here and running so I can take it to Tennessee. And then from there, get it up and going, and then somewhere else. I'm like, and somewhere else, wherever there's trouble, it can be all over the world, man, because there's troubled kids everywhere, and we want I'm like, and that's the model of Me's Fit, is low income families and, kids with troubled backgrounds, just offering sports, sports was a way out for me, and I know you have that other side, and that's where our partnership comes in, you have that other side of talking to kids, but sports was a way out for me, and that's a way out for a lot of kids. I'm like, is through sports. I'm like, it's something positive to try to keep them out of the streets. I'm like, away from the other things. I'm like, so that's the model. I'm like, you stay with these kids. I'm like, I'm just trying to bring what the Big Brother, Big Sister program used to be to the community. I'm trying to reincorporate that, but make it better. Have my business filled with like-minded individuals, and maybe not even on the same mindset as me, but positive brothers and sisters and whatever, just positive men and women, period. Who can pour into these kids, not in the other way, but I went to a lot of Big Brother Sister programs, man, when I was coming up, and I seen them ran with the same type of individuals the kids were, so I'm trying to make that different. I'm trying to bring a more positive atmosphere, because the kids need that. They don't need to see what they already see on a regular day basis. They need to see something different, and it needs to be consistent. We talked about that. It doesn't need to be, we just doing this basketball program for the summer, and then we drop them off, and they're good until you just try to be good until the next summer. No, this needs to be an everyday process. It needs to be us meeting with parents. It needs to be us, going into the schools, checking on the kids every day. I'm like, that this is a job, and that's what I want to like. I want to hire people. This is what we do. This is what you do. This is your student or students. You go in, you check on them throughout the day. Like your kids, I'm like, we are mentors. We are mentors. And being a mentor, sometimes you're that kid freaking second parent. You're that second home that they want to go to. I'm like, when I started this, kids were staying all night at my house, eating at my house. That's just the way it was. I was that car, I was that ride, I was everything, you know. So that's what it's all about. You know, you being a mentor, being that positive person in these kids' lives. And I'm like, so they can grow up and be better people. So this continues. This continues. I'm like, and maybe one day they want to start a Me's Fit and Mike and pour into it. I'm like, so that's what it's about, man. I'm like, it's, you know, it's a simple concept, you know, just, you know, like we said, we just need people to buy into it, man. Like, and, you know, that support and, you know.
And we're gonna be, like I said, and that's our job too. You know what I'm saying? Because like I tell a lot of people, sometimes we'll sit back and we'll think or whatever that we have a great idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like one of my mentors always say, McDonald's $1 billion company, and every day they're gonna make sure they hit you with that commercial regardless. So sometimes we don't constantly pound it into the people's head like a McDonald's. McDonald's don't have to run no commercials, but they still do. Why?
They still do, yeah.
Pounded it into your head. This is what we do. This is what we offer. Come deal with us. Come build with us. And that's what I told you. We're gonna get more consistent about all the different things that we do and pounding it into the community head and going door to door to get kids and put kids in our programs. Like people registering to vote and all that stuff right now. We're gonna be registering kids to Me's Fit, to CEO Youth League, but it's all part about being in a program that's presenting them nothing but positivity and a better vision for life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So speaking on partnership, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to hold you all day, but so this we did the skills and mindset camp. You know what I'm saying? That was, like you said, we had a big vision for that, and it became basically just buying juices and waters but the positive thing about that is we did it. That's what's important. Like some people, like if they can't make the dollar that they wanted, they can't do this, they can't do that, they cancel it. I tell people all the time, like, and I had this mindset when I was doing music. Once we say we're doing something on this date, I don't care if it's 2 people in the crowd, we're gonna come and do our songs. You know what I'm saying? And we had more than that. We had like what, 9, 10, I think altogether.
Yeah, altogether we had 14 one day.
Yeah. They didn't come at all at the same time, but
exactly. Yeah.
So to me, even though we basically had a fee, ended up getting a bunch of kids that couldn't pay the fee, but we still took the kids on because it was about the vision. You know what I'm saying? And that's something we can build on. You know what I'm saying? And I got a few of those kids. You know what they be asking me all the time? We never had our last day. You remember?
Exactly. Not last day, man. Yeah. I'm like, dude, I'm like those kids, man. I wanted that last day, man.
I swear I was just asked that about 2 weeks ago. Mr. Tony, we never got our last day. When we gonna do that? I said, girl, that was in the summertime.
Man, I'm like, that's where it is when you promise kids something, man. They want it. I'm like, they're gonna remind you. I'm like, and I wanted that last day. I'm like, I was so hyped for that last day. I'm like, and you know, but you know, circumstances. You know, like, you know, that's what happened. You know, when we were trying to prepare for it, circumstances. I'm like, and that's why I'm glad you reached out to me, because dude, I was ready to throw. I'm like, you know, we wasn't connecting. I'm like, we kept missing each other and whatever. I'm like, and you told me your phone was out, you know. So I was just like, man, I don't have the kids, you know. I got 2 kids over here. You have the majority of the kids, you know. I didn't have a lot of kids, you know, pouring into it, you know, from my side. You had most of the kids. But I was glad when you reached out that you did. You know, it was last minute. I was like, man, I had already said, forget it, man. Like, it's not happening. I had told the parents of a couple of kids I had, you know, it's not happening. You know, I'm like, and when you reached out, I was like, okay, I guess we're gonna do it. I'm like, and we had what, 7 kids that first day.
The first day, 7,
like,
7, 8,
and then, but you know, we get added more and more each day.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just think, you know, it's our first time doing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, and but we gotta stay consistent at it. It can't just be a one and done. It can't just be, well, this is what happened, we're not gonna do it anymore. No. I'm like, we just gotta stay at it. Stay at it. I'm like, you know, people see us doing it. I'm like, they're gonna start buying into it. I'm like, okay, these guys are consistent, you know, with it. Like I said, we already got a foundation there. I'm like, we just need to just keep pounding the pavement, man. And you know, until, you know, it's to the form of where we want it, until we got those 100 kids or more. you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the ground. Like we're gonna be meeting up. You know what I'm saying? To start getting all the ideas together. But just the in closing, just the overall vision of what we're trying to do within this next year. We talked about basketball, football. We're toying with the different things. I know you got an obstacle course coming
Yeah,
up.
like that's part of my business too, is just to have different events throughout the year. You know, my goal is to have 4 quarterly. You know, an event quarterly throughout the year. Just different events. Like we just a month ago we had a 5K. You know, out of TC. You know, had a good crowd, and you know, I partnered with some people. You know, in the area. You know, an inflatable company and Infinite Entertainment. You know, and with Macaroni Kids out of Killeen, you know, Twisted Tree Studios, you know, with those guys, you know, and we put together 5K, you know, and an inflatable 5K, you know, and it was fun. It was fun. And again, we had obstacles. You know, everything come with obstacles. I'm like, but you know, we kept, you know, doing it. I'm like, there was, you know, it's always going to be something. I'm like, it's just the ways of the world is going to work against you, man. I'm like, to try to get you to quit because, you know, we have, you know, evil forces trying to keep us from doing good throughout, you know, in the communities or whatever. And that's going to happen, and you can't let it get you down or whatever, because it was everything that could have happened that day. But you know, it happened the night before. I'm like, with my son losing my keys. So I'm like, everything that could have went wrong went wrong, but we still put on a quality event. I think, you know, we had people who didn't show up, you know, volunteers and things. I'm like, but we still put on a quality event. I'm like, the positive to take out of that is to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Keep moving forward. No matter what happens, keep moving forward. I'm like, because you start moving backwards, you're going to constantly move backwards, and you can't go anywhere. You can't go anywhere moving backwards. You know, you got to keep going forward, keep pushing through, because things are going to happen. Things are going to happen. Nothing's going to be 100%. I'm right. Nothing. I'm like, I don't care the biggest businesses. I'm like, you can go to McDonald's on the right day and they'll be out of milkshakes or
every other day.
I'm like, something going wrong and something's went down or whatever, the credit card machine, we just got to take cash, or they may lose some customers because you don't have cash. I'm like, there's something.
It's just part of
every time. That's just part of business.
And see what we don't, what it is, man. And I use this analogy a lot. But our business, like you said earlier, we're so short-sighted. We're so microwavable. We so want it right then that I tell people all the time, 40 plus years ago, NBC was a little dark room. Now they're $1 billion media company. Like we think they've been big and rich forever, but actually about 40 years ago, they wasn't nothing. They had one little camera with the but it's the vision though. You know what I'm saying? And see, that's what we're lacking. We like me, I love stuff because when you talk about franchising and stuff like that, a lot of people just be like, no, whatever. I see it. You know what I'm saying? I actually see it. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't take for me to wait till you're big to see that, oh, it could be big. No, I see it when it's at the infant stages, and then maybe that come from me. You know, I've had so many businesses, and I started everything from nothing and built it up to whatever it became. So I get that process of building. But that's what we're lacking at, and that's why when you say that a lot of people don't support, a lot of people don't put in, because they hear what you're saying, but they just don't see it yet. You know what I'm saying? They don't quite get it. They don't quite feel it. You know, and like I say, that just come with it. But it's our job to put it in their face and let them watch it grow. Document the growth, document the moves, document it. And you know what I'm saying? And people go, oh man, I saw you post about it, your business, this and that. Yes, I posted when I made my first $100 off eggs.
Yeah,
$100 ain't no big money, but that was my first $100 off my chicken business. That was huge.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I remember just buying them in March. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my vision was one day I'm gonna have a farm with all this and that. So ain't nobody, they gonna laugh when I sell a carton here or a carton there now. But when I got the farm, then they'll respect it. Now you should have respected when I made my first $100 off eggs. You know what I'm saying? So that's the same thing that you're talking about. They don't quite see it yet. They just see, oh, he got a little spot, he got this, he got that. Oh, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it's trademarked everywhere, and you on this magazine or you get interviewed for this, then all of a sudden they see, no, you should have been seen it. Don't wait for the accolades to see it. You know what I'm saying? I don't wait. I don't a lot, and that's what most of us do. Like you said about the support, there's a lot of people that can help you right now with what you're doing. They just don't see it, or most of them just don't see it, or most of them don't want it to come true either. It's some that just don't want it to come true. I could help you.
You got those people,
yeah, I could help you, but nah, I don't want that dream for you. You know what I'm saying? And that just comes with the game, man. You know what I'm saying? So coming into 2023, we're talking about AAU League. We're talking about doing the obstacles. We're talking about being more consistent with different events. So, like, I know we're not gonna sit here and tell them everything that we're about to start working on. But what does that look like? Is that like a monthly event? Is that something that we do?
It's not monthly. It's about maybe 3 or 4 months at a time. I'm like every 3 to 4 months, I'm putting out an event. I'm like in this different event, a 5K here, an obstacle course race here, like the thing I have coming up now that we talked about. It's just different events, just to give the community something different, not always the same thing. That was the whole thing with the inflatable 5K. It's a different type of run. I'm not about doing the same things that everybody else is doing. I want to be different, man. I'm like, that's my mindset. I don't want to follow. I don't want to do what the masses are doing. I'm like, I want to do my own thing. I want to come up with different things. I'm like, and throw it to people. I'm like, and this is different. I'm like, and I want people to catch on to that. Hey, get involved in something different. Everything everything fun doesn't come, the same way all the time. Just, do something different. I'm like, and with the kids, I want to be more involved. I want to get these sports camps and stuff going. I want us to, start the summer youth programs and things like that, and being involved with the kids. I'm like, just get Me's Fit and CEO. We're running on a fine tooth machine. I'm like, it's just that. I'm like, that's what I envision for 2023. I'm like, so just getting everything and we're just doing it. Like we're pounding the pavement. We're not sitting around, talking about what we're gonna do and planning. No, we're talking about it and we're putting it into action and whatever, just doing it.
And that's what's gonna make it so good of a connection, because like you said, you're doing events every 3 months. So you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But with the CEO Youth League, we're doing more consistent stuff, but we can still throw the fitness in there. You know what I'm saying? So they're not getting a big event every month or every week or whatever, but they still getting small increments of it throughout the stuff that we're doing. That's big stuff with the investing and this and that. Because I don't care even if I'm having an investing meetup, right, about investing and this and that, we're gonna have a Me's Fit table in there, because they need to, even when you invest in your body too. So that's part of investing. You know what I'm saying? Like it all go together. Like if I have we flipping houses and all that stuff. Okay, well, you need to know about about how you flip over your calories or your high blood pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we're gonna find a way to always merit, because like I had my guy. We talk about wealth is gangster, but health is too, because I don't care how much money you got. I don't care what you got going on. If your health die out, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying?
Everything is gone. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it all go together. And on top of that, most billionaires, you're gonna see that they take care of their body, because it makes their mind click. Their mind is more sharp. Their ideas are more sharp. So it goes together even when you don't think it does. It goes together. So to me, it's a perfect connection. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like I say, we're gonna be talking more about that, because we'll be going live from the Me's Fit Facebook page. So go follow that page, and the Wealth is Gangster Facebook page. That's what we'll do more about weekly talks. I just wanted to do this first initial interview on the YouTube page just to get it out there. But I'm more in depth what we're doing, specific events or stuff that's in real time. You can follow us on those YouTube pages to really keep up with us, because we're gonna start going live from there. So we're wrapping up, man. Anything you want to close out saying? You know what I'm saying? Because we still got a meeting today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we still got a meeting today. You touched on that about millionaires and billionaires still taking care of their health, because they know, it keeps that mind sharp. I'm like, and that's one thing I want to like touch on before I go. Like, you got millionaires and billionaires who are the busiest people, around the clock. They're constantly working. These guys not just sitting at home, while they're making money. No, these guys are constantly working. I'm like, so you take that and we have people who make excuses. I'm like, they don't have time, they don't have this. I'm like, with Me's Fit is 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, if all you got is 15, all you got is 15. All you got is 10. Come at me with 10. I guarantee I got a 10, 15-minute workout for you that will burn some calories and you can be on your way. I'm like, there's never an excuse. I'm like, just find time for yourself throughout the day. There should never be a time where you just feel like, oh, I don't have any time for myself. You need to take that time. That will kill stress levels. And that is the biggest weight gainer that we intake on a day is stress. Our stress puts on more weight than anything. It can either put on weight or it takes away weight that it shouldn't. So, we need to be mindful of that. Never put off, self-care. I don't care if it's going to get a massage or whatever, to a spa day, working out or walk, whatever. Do something for yourself that's positive and that's gonna make a change. Working out does so much for you, so much. I'm like, I can't even sit here and tell you all the things that it does for you, but it's what keeps me going. I'm like, people are always asking me, Mark, how do you keep going, at a high level, at a certain age? I'm like, we got cats that's 30, maybe in their 20s. I played basketball with some guys and volleyball, and these guys are already tapping out. We only play one game. Come on, man. But it's the drinking and the smoking and all that stuff that's killing us, bad eating, all those things that are killing your body, not being active. The only time you're doing the exercise is when we come out here and play volleyball or basketball. No, this thing should be every day.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. Not a short hot girl summer or hot bod summer or whatever. No, this is every day. You don't just get in shape for the summer and that's it, or get in shape for a sport. That's it. No, this is every day.
Yeah.
Every day throughout your life. That should be your biggest investment. You are your biggest investment. Invest in that, yearly. Give yourself that time to get in better shape and better health. I'm like, that's what I'm gonna close with.
Man, and in closing with that, I gotta put my money where my mouth at. I need to join because I know I've been eating better. I got the little thrift store, so I do a little moving. But when my partner told me a couple years ago, I'm like, man, no, I'm good. With the thrift store, we do a lot of. He said, man, that ain't working out. You still need to work. But when you listen to the old heads, they like, as long as I'm working, that's still a workout. It's the form of it, but it's not a workout. You know what I'm saying? And I can tell when I try to do some moving and that lungs get the pump, I'm like, oh no, I ain't been working out.
I hear that so much, man. This guy works for UPS, man. He tells me, oh, I get my exercise working for UPS. I'm like, okay? I said, okay. I said, I'll do a UPS workout.
Yeah.
I'll put together a workout that you do every day doing UPS stuff. I'm like the same type of movement and put it together, and we'll see how you fare. I go, you should kill it. You should kill it. I'm like, so let's see. Yeah. He's like, no, man, no.
You better handle it for real. No. I ain't gonna front. I know I can't handle it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I definitely need to go ahead and join and get, and like I say, get that part of the regimen. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is. Like a lot of them millionaires and billionaires, they're not the biggest workouters, but it's part of it. It's part of the everyday. I get up at 4. I get up at 5. I do my 30 minutes, my 45 minutes. I get on the bike. Success is a part of repetition. So if you want to be successful, it's repetition. So it ain't even the fact that they're trying to be the most best, healthiest person in the world. It's part of their repetition to be determined to keep their mind sharp and to fight this world. You know what I'm saying? So it's part of that too. And it's some that just love to work out, but it's others that I know that don't like working out, but it's part of their get up. It's part of it. You know what I'm saying? And so,
you don't have to come in and kill yourself. I'm like, it can be a very low impact workout, but it's continuous. It's every day.
Consistency kills everything.
Consistency. I'm like, you have people who work out at high intensity and whatever. Sometimes my workouts like that. Sometimes my workouts are very low impact. it just depends on how I feel that day. You know, I've had 2 surgeries on my knee. I can't, you know, get it like I used to get it. I'm like, it's a hit and miss thing, you know, but I'm doing something, you know. I'm like, but I don't let those injuries, you know, I got dislocated shoulders, my thumbs pop out of place, you know, I don't let those excuses, you know, get to me. I'm like, I'm still gonna do it no matter what. No matter if my shoulders hurt, I'm still gonna do shoulder press. No matter if my knees hurt, I'm still gonna do squats. I might, because if I don't do it, they're gonna hurt worse.
Yeah. Worse. Exactly. Man, but that was a dope conversation. Like I said, we will be coming back for more conversations because obviously we're about to be partnering and doing things. So we're gonna be coming back to tell about everything that's going on, promoting it. You know what I'm saying? We might even start some kind of little fitness where we come on here once a month and just talk street fitness. You know what I'm saying? We can make that part of it because that's part of this wealth thing that I'm pushing. And I don't want to just keep bringing on people that talk about money. And that's why I made sure I brought in my partner that got his own natural holistic medicines and stuff. I try to mix it in because I'd rather you be taking natural holistic medicines than all these pills and stuff from the doctors. And we talked about that, how they dope you up in those sports. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people get addicted from that too, but we don't, we don't really talk about that. So we're gonna make this a continuous conversation. But like I said, once again, go to Me's Fit on Facebook, go to Wealth Gangster on Facebook. Me and him will be going. We're probably gonna get a live in this week once we sit down and have our meeting and kind of form out some stuff. We're gonna start the conversation. We might not be coming with no this date we doing this, but the conversation of what we're cooking up. Because I think we need to start that, not wait till we got something already set. We need to tell people what we're thinking about, what we're plotting on, what we're writing out, what we're orchestrating. You know what I'm saying? And say and tell people like our needs and what we're lacking on. When we can't find a building or we can't find a field, you know, and make that a public thing. And I think we'll get a lot of push behind us and maybe some ideas or somebody will jump in there. Hey, I know such and such, you know, and help guide us through this mission because that's what we want. We want to make this thing community based with the people. Exactly. Right. So I appreciate you coming on. Amazingly beautiful. What's up? Yeah, I got the sipping with Skinny crew up in here. Amazingly beautiful. I'm gonna hit you. I know you inboxed me. You was talking about stocks. I think. Yeah. You talking about stocks. I hit you up later. But yeah, man, another great interview with my partner Mike Jones. I'm in Belton now. I think you at the gym, right?
Yeah, I'm at the gym.
I'll hit you when we get out. You know what I'm saying? We still go live.
We get together and put together these plans. Yeah.
Yeah, I hit you in a few. Cause I know you said you're good to the 5. Yeah, by 5.
Yeah, okay. I'm like just whenever I got clients coming in. I know my son, he has a game at 6:15, so we got to get him. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll hit you offline in a minute, man. But I appreciate you coming on for this content. Very powerful story, a story that I know more deeper. We didn't even get into the depth.
Man. We ain't get into the deep stuff.
I wanted to kind of. The thing is, we do need to relive that because.
Yeah, we need to touch on here.
When I talk about my stuff so openly, this is because I know it's millions of us going through that. So we can't just kind of glide over. We definitely need to. And you got some powerful parts of your story that we didn't even touch on today. You know what I'm saying? We kind of left it PG-13 today.
Oh yeah.
So we definitely gonna have deeper conversation, man. But I salute everything you're doing, and I'm a big supporter, and we're gonna build together, man. And like I said, I hit you in a few offline, man. But thank you for coming on, man.
All right, appreciate it. Appreciate it for having me, man.
Yes, sir.